the series, hard or cruel. When we look at the gaming community's favorite thing, hard games. Cause you know, people want to flex on the game as well for once, and people have skill issue because they don't enjoy or beat them. So this series in particular tries to make these games hard for the right reasons or for the very cruel reasons, and where it will fit in the meter. Hard being completely fair and challenging game, one being mostly fair with some cruelty sprinkled in there. Brutal having a lot of bows, usually having way more core but sometimes fair moments. Cruel is a very gold game that hates you. The game we'll be covering today is Super Brothers The Lost Levels. If you do not know the story of this game, it was a sequel to the original Super Brothers on the NES, but got cancelled here in the West due to it being too difficult, and they chose to reskin a game called Doki Doki Panic into Super Mario Brothers 2, until it was released here in the West as Super Brothers The Lost Levels in Super Mario All-Stars. As the years went by, many people have shown their dislikes toward this game, saying it's too hard and it's not fun. The purchase will be current would be both the NES and the remake in Super Mario All-Stars. And I will not be coming to the deluxe version, cause the screen crunch only makes the original hard to play, and I do not want to break anything. Starting up with the NES version, the game allows you to see that you can play as either Mario or Luigi, with both having different jump heights and sliding. This is really awesome because it changes the way you play the game, because different obstacles are harder or easier depending on the level layout, and encourages another playthrough. As we move on to World 1, we immediately start with an issue: the poison mushroom, which is one of the worst beginner traps ever because it literally serves no purpose at all but to just waste a power-up slot, and it doesn't add difficulty at all and leads to stupid deaths. It isn't something like the glue mechanic in Tears of the Kingdom, where it adds an extra challenge and precaution which punishes players for being reckless. Not to mention, when you're about to get a mushroom, when you hit a block, you have to look for a coin, and a poison mushroom spawns, you do not get the mushroom because the poison will take its place. Hope you have fun with that! Other than that, the first world is very fair with company level design that's both just and fun to go through as both Mario and Luigi. When you get game over this time around, you start in the world, you get a game over it, which is very good for what's supposed to be a very hard game. World 2 is a decent challenge with 2-1 introducing the super spring, which launches you high in the air, which does take time to get used to, but at least if you get a game over, it's at least the start of the world, so it's not a big deal. However, World 2 has a major issue when you get to a part where you find 2 hidden blocks in progress, which is so stupid because it will cause people who do not know they exist to take a leap of faith and die unless they get lucky with Luigi, but it's very unfair for those who play Mario and decide to say screw it and jump! The original did this in H4, which is stupid design, especially since the level was hella amazing and the option screwed people over into a game over. When we move on to World 3, however, this happens. What the hell is this? Is this a kind of twisted joke? The game punishes you for trying to find secrets, which either sends you back or you just kill yourself and get a game over. What makes this even worse is that you can find the stupid secret where you jump over the flagpole and keep moving. This is so cool and discourages exploration and looking for secrets, which is something the original encouraged. We can't forget this part that makes players believe that dying is the only way out when they are small. You might be wondering if any weapons are reliable. Yes, they exist, but due to the stupid secrets, it's better to just get a guide or something just to be safe. However, I still have beef with World 3, as 3-4 has 2 parts that are very obscure. Like in this section, you must go to the lower path Small Mario, meaning you need to take a hint from the product plan when you're picking Mario to even progress. Which is bogus that has this pathetic level design in a game that's supposed to reward you for not taking hits at all! I despise the stupid mess that castles in both the original and this game because it's time consuming and it's fun to go through when you decide to search up the way just so you don't get timed out! The other obscure section has you jumping to the top side, which might be too hard for people, so you have to find hidden blocks, which can take forever for people to notice because you know, obscure level design until the time limit equals amazing level design. No, it doesn't! Aside from these complaints, this one's just. Things start picking up with the new enemy introduced here in World 4, the Red Prior Plant. It's a harder and faster version of the normal Prior Plant that still goes up even if you touch the side of the pipe. This is the only new enemy in the game, and it changes the way you go through pipes, like in this section right here where you can force them to start coming out. The only issue I have with this world is the jump of faith in World 3. Other than that, World 4 is very fair. It's basically a harder version of the original World 4's levels, and shares some parallels like in using Lakadus at this point in the game. World 5 is where the game gets harder with little to no power-ups here, and the introduction to one of the last new mechanics in the game, wind. The wind here comes out of a sudden, which can lead to a life being taken, but at least it started the world. It can take some time to get used to the wind as either Mario or Luigi. However, you need to get used to the wind because a certain level will be helpful if you don't. Once you get to this part though, everyone's favorite thing, finding hidden blocks to get to the level because the developers want to be more lazy. 5-3 brings in loops into levels outside castle stages, where you start seeing repeats until you get in a specific pipe, which is not badly designed and it's stupid to get out of it. And if you mess up the Koopa jumps, they can still respawn if you repeat the loop. This level is a decent shortcut of repeats that you see later on in the game. 5-4 is probably my favorite castle level due to how fair it is with intense platforming and a balanced difficulty. World 6 is actually more fair than 5 because it actually keeps you power-ups for once. However, 6-1 really shows you this game hates fire flower. For example, this section right here you can get the mushroom since it actually moves and you can follow it. However, if you're already big, you can't get the fire flower, meaning you can't use it for 6-2, which is an underwater stage and it's the only way to get enemies there, or kill any annoying Hammer Brothers. This is so stupid because the original rewarded good players that don't get hit with fire flower, which makes the game easier. This makes playing this game a much different experience than expected because you're forced to think differently to obstacles or hope to find stars to get to Hammer Brothers, who are much more aggressive this time around by charging towards you, especially after World 6. Once you get used to it, it is not a big deal, but still very dumb that Fire Flower is rare in this game, especially in the later levels. Apart from this level is simple with wind reappearing. 6-2 is just another water level. The water levels in this game are probably the easiest levels in the game to be able to go up or down, even though 10 no power-ups here. 6-3 is a harder version of World 2-3 of the original, and it's pretty fair, but that's the thing with these levels. They has harder versions of the original, which doesn't have much to talk about, with the exception of some which are either for the wrong reason or because they're somewhat memorable. 6-4 is just another confusing castle level with obscure maze design that forces you to search the internet to find a path and Bowser Flame's jump scare! These plays are so random and you don't know if you choose one or two more. Doesn't help that you're on a platform that moves and it's just anxiety inducing, especially for Mario but not for Luigi, because this jump height makes it easier to avoid them. World 7 levels 1 and 2 are fair except for these parts, they can go to hell! 7-3 however is probably the top 3 hardest levels in the game and one of the hardest levels in gaming ever. And Werewolf's the title because this level is very fair. It mainly focuses on making sure you land while using the super spring and striking with intense wind. And there's no annoying enemy that gets in the way, and it's just pure skill based. This easily makes it one of the more memorable stages in this game. 7-4 is challenging, but this section is weird with the fireball for some reason not hitting you when you're small or you're crouching to a specific area, which is horrible! Because most players are just going to do this the hard way and most likely die a lot either they master this or find a weird exploit. It's just so stupid and very unfair to the player. And don't forget Bowser Flame's jump scare that is way too fast and it forces you to wait a while so you won't die to another random fireball. World 8 decides to be cruel and much harder than the other levels. 8-1 has some stupid segments like another leap of faith, once again very fun for the Mario players, and Stickerbrush jump scare that appears from this moment onwards, creating unexpected obstacles that are really annoying and screw the player over. Even worse, this level decides to make the fire flower inaccessible once again, even with Luigi who can't even get up there. It's so mean! Were the developers in shrooms or something want to mess with the player just for some laughs? Or they just want to show us that shrooms are bad? I don't know. It is another loop like it takes some time to figure out, but it is unfair. But what it is unfair is the fact that they're hitting camouflage blocks in the wall, which you guessed it is mostly poison mushrooms, and they're in the way when trying to pass by the Hammer Brothers fast. Amazing level design! Credit what credit is due to this game. The next level is based in the sky, and you make your way to Bowser's castle that way, which is cool. But this game should change much more, especially for the background to spice it up. Unfortunately, this level has those stupid camouflage blocks again! Yay! Sprinkled in with Hammer Brothers, and you need these blocks to cross this gap. Fantastic level design that for sure doesn't mess with the player, and I convinced them to kill themselves in a leap of faith! I don't like 8-4. A lot of this level is just meant to screw you over. 1. It's another maze of fun! 2. It has hidden poison blocks. Yay! 3. This part, if you ever go down this pipe, you can't get up again. It will most likely die because the developers wanted to torture you. 8-4 has some positives with having one of the hardest and fair platforming ever, with these parts being enjoyable, but it will take a lot of tries to go through these. However, these parts don't excuse how stupidly cruel this level is and can be. After killing Bowser, who has no new ability and has layouts similar to the last game, you rescue Princess Peach again, who friend-zones you, and if you don't warp at all, you get World 9. It's pretty much confirmed so that the developers want shrooms cause it's hella trippy. World 9 only gives you 1 life, even if you have 3, and if you die, you go to the home screen. And you might be wondering if that's ignorant design. However, World 9 is hella easy since most of the levels except 3 are underwater, meaning you can avoid every enemy easily. Even 9-3 is just Bowser and gives you another way to avoid him, even though he starts in a position where it's annoying to pass him. When you complete this world, you get nothing and it loops until you die. This world's only worth going through once, at least in this version. Once you beat World 8, you get a star, and you need 7 more to enter World 8. This is the part where I cheat cause I already did this in the Game & Watch version. Yes, I'm that type of virgin. When you get the 8 stars, you have to hold the A button before you press start with your character choice. World 8 is a fair world with the session this far that can take some time getting used to in order to pass it, and it's all I can say about it. World B is decent but forgettable, except for B3 that has great level design, letting you use the springs to go through a level or just do it normally, which is something I wish this game introduced more of when it comes to going through obstacles. B4 has a very obscure way to go through a maze cause you need an immortal that's fun! When we get to World C is where things go downhill, starting with C2 with a non-champion fate, then it truly goes bad with C3. C3 is one of the worst and laziest levels in the game because it's just symmetry with lack of to add it. Not only does he create situations where you can't do anything to avoid him, especially when we try to land in the already narrow platforms, there is a stupid glitch that removes one of the super springs when you use self-block and it forces you to kill yourself. To make sure this glitch doesn't happen to you, you must kill Lakitu at the spring, which is easier said than done, because it's just the hardest one to be accurate in, and there's very little space to jump at the Lakitu. But don't forget those stamp spikes and the wind does amazing level design. Am I right? This keeps going with C4, which is just 7-4 but harder. Yay! Like 7-4, I don't like this part because it's impossible to go through a Speak Mario because you can't move at all, and even worse, there are bossy beetles there, makes it unknown to get through even a small Mario. But the worst part, by far, is this part here that's unfeasible to go through, and if you go it slowly to turn right, a fireball comes because the hardest part of the game isn't hard enough. The rest of the level is easy though. World D is a mixed bag, but better than World C, that's for sure. D1 has this wampa with a hammer ball after a jump, and if you're stuck here and try to carefully calculate ahead, that hammer ball will instantly become aggressive and go towards you, which is very stupid design because it punishes a careful and calculated player. Can't forget this part where you can't get the mushroom at all! D2 literally has another dang glitch that causes yet again a super spring to disappear. He's on calls when he hits his spine block, but even then, when I don't do anything, it still disappears! The spring jump is probably the second hardest jump in the game after the 8-4 red power plant jump. D3's 8-3 but with a ton of bitter bills and the same very miserable camouflage blocks! D4's 8-4 but without the main structure, which makes it better, with the exception of this Leap of Faith section. Once you defeat Bowser, who doesn't throw hammers in these worlds for some reason, you get the same friend-zone ending as you did with World 8! After all of that, this concludes the NES version of Super Mario Bros. Lost levels. To be honest, not a bad game, and I thought it was gonna be very cool, but it ended up being more fair than I was believing. Other than those sessions that mess with you or is unfair that causes players to rage quit, which unfortunately leads to a guy being needed. It's very terrible for 2D Mario game, which is why this will go on brutal on the hardcore meter. This is probably my least favorite 2D Mario game, not just because it's been unfair, it's just forgettable, and other games like Super Mario Bros. 3 that seems way better. So this version should only be played if you want a challenge, or it's because you're curious. With that aside, let's see if the All-Stars version fixes any issues I have with this game. I know what you're gonna say, the physics are worse in this game! I will say this though, the original physics are wonky for new players, so I recommend for trying out either version of the Lost levels, you play the original, so you can get used to the physics. For me personally, both characters feel the same, and the only thing I felt different was when you hit blocks you lose momentum, which might be annoying, but the All-Star version gives you something very good to compensate for that. It gives you 2 extra lives to start with, and if you get a game over, you start at the beginning of the level instead of start the roll. Don't forget the ability to save at any stage. This encourages players to keep trying even if they get stuck in a level. For this reason, this version is already better, but doesn't fix any issues they had with the original version. The poison mushroom is still here unfortunately, but the game changes the appearance of it so players know it's terrible for them. However, if you hit a poison block while mushroom's out, you still can't get the mushroom! Even worse than this, the poison hidden block is still here, with 8, 2, and 3 having far worse positions for them, since it's hard to know where they are now! Leaves of Fate are still in all the areas I complain about! Obscure message signs are back with a slight improvement in which the game lets you know if you got it or not, even those repeated loops on side castle levels. The bar to screw over is still here! Fireballs in both 7-4 and C4 are still not very well designed when it comes to finding the spots people can use to not take damage. Hidden block sections are still here! Fire Flower is still inaccessible without much in this game. These are all the issues I still have, but I see the improvements. C3 and D2 no longer have that stoplight glitch. Fire Flames are slower. You get World 8 if you get World 9, which you get by using no warps. Bowser still throws hammers after World 8. Hammer Brothers AI is a bit aggressive from the get-go in World 8. Peace has a friends on you this time around! That concludes everything that changed in this version. This is the best version of the game because it has a save feature, the soft light glitches are gone, and when getting game over, you start the level you were on. Even though there are problems that are still here that can piss a lot of people off. This is why I'm gonna put this in the middle warm and brutal in the hardcore meter. This concludes my analysis of this repeated game sequel. Thank you guys for watching.